Hello, and welcome to My Own Devices. Did you know that liking is just one step away from loving? So when you like a video, please spread the love and give the thumbs up. It's really easy. Thank you.
Triangle active speakers. And they're French? And they have Bluetooth? Who would have thought I'd have a pair of these in my house? I mean, they are kind of a nice shade of blue and they're very petite, so maybe they're worth checking out. What do you think? I don't have a huge amount of experience with active speakers. I mean, 20 years ago, we were all downloading free music on the internet and using those powered computer, desktop speakers like Logitech and Creative, Altec Lansing, Harman Kardon. We were all using those to listen to our MP3 files, and it was fine. But aside from that, I haven't really explored too much of the active speaker world. Back a few decades ago, most people didn't have active speakers in their homes. They had, what we refer to now as passive speakers with amplifiers and receivers. And the powered active speakers were mostly used in recording studios, I believe, and, in PA systems, that kind of thing. One active speaker brand that goes way back was the British company Meridian. I believe they were the first to make active domestic speakers in the late 1970s. By the time the mid-1990s had arrived, they were pretty good at what they do. These DSP 5000s are an example of how advanced they had become. They are a 2.5-way design speaker with 3 Class A 75 watt per channel amplifiers inside, one for each driver. It also has 2 18-bit DACs in each and a built-in DSP crossover. Do those specs sound out of date today? Not to me. It's incredible. And they are heavy, like 70 pounds each, not easy to lug around. I made a video around a year ago about how I acquired them. There's a link above that you can check out. Fast forward to today, and the active speaker market is very vibrant. Speaker companies are putting out new models all the time, and customers are actively buying them. Which brings us to these active triangle speakers. These LN01A Elara models, now that name does not roll off the tongue very well, arrived recently, and they are the first modern active speakers I've been able to try out at home. These diminutive 2-way French speakers look very, very nice, and they're clean and stylish. And since they're active, the master speaker has a built-in 50 watt per channel Class D amplifier inside. And like the Meridian, it also has its own DAC. And these will accept Toslink as well as coaxial inputs. You can also connect your phone or tablet to it via Bluetooth. Now, that's super convenient. It also has the ability to accept analog sources like an old CD player without a coaxial output or a tape deck. And here's something I didn't expect. With a flip of the switch, you can connect a turntable. Yes, it has an integrated phono preamp, and that's a nice touch. It has a remote, a little stubby remote that provides buttons to control volume, tone, and input sources. I have a crazy idea. What if I did a shootout between the Triangles and the Meridians? Like old versus new, or French versus English, big versus little. You never know. Maybe the young, agile, modern French upstarts can show the lumbering old geezers how it's done in 2021. Triangles are easy to set up and to get ready to start listening. Their sound is smooth and engaging with clear and airy highs. I mean, they're very nice, have a very nice mid-range and sound great with vocal and acoustic tracks. They can play pretty loud too without much distress. Let's talk about bass. It's present, but it does lack some impact. I wouldn't really describe them as punchy, fast, or articulate, but they're not tinny or shallow sounding. There's definitely bass there. There's some low frequencies present to fill out your room, the sound stage, but you're not going to feel it in your gut. I would describe the bass as relaxed, soft, and mellow. You know how some small speakers sound bigger than their small dimensions? Well, these do that to a lesser extent than some other models that I've heard. I did try these out with a small subwoofer, and the result was I got some deeper bass, I got more bass, but it didn't really tighten it up or improve the impact of the low frequencies very much. As I said, I really love the Meridians, but they're not perfect by any means. They actually have a tremendous amount of shortcomings that might be deal breakers. Number one, they're very heavy to move around. They're not super attractive. They require extra cables to plug them in and all that. And they only accept digital signals. You can't hook anything else up to them unless you own some Meridian components to connect them with. And these speakers exhibit close to ideal qualities that I enjoy in a speaker. They're tight, they're punchy, dynamic, they're smooth in detail in the treble, and no upper mid-range glare. The mid-range is wonderful. I mean, I can't believe how good they are. I forgot. Yeah, I guess it was pretty silly to compare these Triangle LN01As to the Meridian DSP 5000s. I mean, the Triangles do have particular strengths over the Meridians. For example, they're attractive. They have a nice compact design. They're easy and straightforward to set up. They have a subwoofer output. They're versatile. You can fit them on your desktop, put them in the bedroom, connect them to your TV. They're flexible. They have digital and analog inputs and phono. They have Bluetooth. They have a pleasant balanced sound and remote control. Triangle did a good job with these. They're just not what an audio enthusiast like me would use in their main system. Now, I do have another pair of Triangle speakers waiting in the wings that I'm looking forward to trying. And I've heard some amazing things about them.